Hello! Hello, this is LaBelle Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk to mothers and daughters about relationship and why it's great to have a relationship because, believe it or not, that is something that will stop a young girl from getting into risky behavior, participating in risky behavior. So yeah, I wanted to talk about what things that will make a young girl lose her virginity, or I should say reasons why a young girl will lose her virginity. One of the main reasons is, of course, peer pressure, and more girls are falling into the idea of wanting to fit in. I mean, a lot of young girls are very impressionable, and it is normal, but who they're friends with definitely does impact, and who they surround themselves with definitely impact them in whether or not they engage in risky behavior at a young age. The reason why I'm talking about this issue is because I want young girls to avoid going through trauma, emotional baggage. I want young girls to have a great relationship with their parents, mostly their mothers or female figures that are in their lives that they trust. I am just an advocate for that because I believe that a lot of pain that is in this world could be avoided if young girls have guidance, and as they get older, they would be able to give the baton to the next generation without having to deal with their own traumas, if that makes sense. So I just want to say welcome again. If any young girl here is watching, if you're a tween or a teen, you're watching, hello, I'm LaBelle Chantel. I have a TikTok as well where I give inspiration and motivate young girls, and I also try to instill faith, like godliness, in young girls because I think that's important. But let's get back to the reasons why young girls, tweens and teens, are pushed into sexual activities and risky behavior. So I mentioned peer pressure. Number two reason why young girls, tweens and teens fall victim in risky behavior is because of no love, lack of self-love. And this is something that is so important because I want parents to listen up. You must spend time with your children. A lot of parents are out there making money. I know, you gotta make money. You gotta take care of your household. You have to pay bills. There's so much to do. But believe it or not, the money will come, but your children will never be at the same age again. You get one shot at whatever age that they are now. Maybe they're 5, maybe they're 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. You get only one shot to make things right at that particular age. I mean, when you look at things, of course, no parent is perfect. Every parent has their own style of raising their children, or whether it's a foster child that you're raising, or maybe you're caring for a niece or a grandchild. But I just want you to know that it's important to spend time with your children, and not just to spend time, like not just to be around them, but to ask questions and to instill self-love in them. Teach them that they are beautiful. Tell them that they're beautiful. Listen to them. A lot of young girls don't have people to talk to, and so they go and they talk to their friends who don't know much about life because they're around the same age. They'll go and they'll do their own research on Google, but believe it or not, Google doesn't have all the answers. They'll even just look up to celebrities and just learn about intimacy that way. But we all know that's not true intimacy. And so I urge parents, guardians, caregivers to spend time with your children, spend time with your young girls. And not only that, number 3 is instill in them self-love. Tell them that they're beautiful. I mentioned that earlier. Tell them that they're beautiful. Like, sit them down and, watch videos that show self-love. Talk about what self-love means to them, what self-love means to you. You can tell them stories about your life, things that you've learned from how you develop self-love, or maybe you haven't developed and maybe you're still working on yourself. Let them know. Be open. It's really time for this generation, or older generation and younger generation, to come together and just be honest with one another, because there's so much information going on out there. So many people are pushing their own agendas. We really need to instill self-love in our tweens and teen girls. This is, I want to say, like 3A. So it's a subset of number 3. Self-love truly comes from God. Now, if you're not Christian, it's okay. But I just want you to hear this, that as human beings, if we really look at our lives, are we the ones that are in control of our lives? You might say yes, but are you the one that makes your heart beat every day? Are you the one that makes sure and plans to avoid all accidents that are in the road? Are you the one that, are you the one who's able to really control your movements and eat, and are you able to truly control your health? Are you the one in control of your life? Think about it. No, none of us are. But there is a higher being that's in control. And we need to instill in young girls, tweens and teens, that although maybe their lives may not seem perfect, maybe things aren't going well, maybe boys are not interested in them, maybe they don't have the perfect body. I mean, nobody does, but they don't have that body that's accepted. But we have to realize that God is in control, that God is the one that brought them here for a reason. Self-love comes from teaching young girls that they were brought here for a reason, that they were made with a purpose. A lot of young girls tend to fall into risky behavior, lose their virginity at very young ages, because they don't know that they are worthy. They don't know that they were brought here with a purpose, that God created them for a reason, and they're not just a piece of blob just waiting to be used or waiting to be loved by someone else, that they are already loved, that God made them full of love, full of His love, and that He has a future for them, and that they are beautiful in their own way. And so it really takes us, the parents, guardians, caregivers, and people like me, to teach them that they are loved. That's all I have for today. So I mentioned 3 things is to help them avoid peer pressure. The reason why young girls lose their virginity at young ages is because parents and guardians, caregivers don't spend time with them. And then number 3, self-love. There isn't enough self-love. So we need to instill that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are talking to your young girls. What are you going to be talking to them about? Are you going to start with self-love? Are you going to start with your own stories? Are you going to spend time with them just, maybe doing your makeup, going out shopping, talking about the things that you enjoy doing, your hobbies, or you can even talk about boys. What's going on in that aspect of their world or their friends. Get to know your tween and teen girls, and always let them know that they are loved, that you love them, and that someone else loved them, and that is God. And His love is the love that keeps on giving. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is LaBelle Chantal. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.